Hello everybody, welcome back to One Leeds, welcome back to another watch along. It's Leeds United versus Plymouth before the international break. The team lineups have been announced and I'm going to get my esteemed colleague in here to discuss exactly what's going on with Leeds United today. Gabe the American, how you doing mate? All good?
I'm wide awake.
Wide awake.
Feeling great.
Yeah, it's that, is it extremely cold there yet? Or what's the temperature?
It is quite cold actually. Let me, by the way, getting some echo on your end, I think.
Okay.
Let me check the temperature for you. You know, we'll play weathermen today.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Taking this really literally.
All right. It's 1 degree here today.
1 degree?
In Celsius, yeah.
Okay. Well, so it's reasonably cold then. Let's get the lineup out, mate. Anything surprising from what you've seen so far, or something that you relatively expected?
No, it's all pretty expected. I think that I mean, obviously with Pascal being out, we knew that he was gonna. We were gonna bring on Cooper. Interested to see how those two do together. But you know, I mean, this is a good team we're rolling out. Few changes. I think we continue to flag concern about overuse for Archie Gray. But to be honest, to be 19 again, maybe I wouldn't feel this tired when I wake up. You know, so like, yeah. So yeah. No, I think it's. I know you talked a little bit about it in one of your videos this week about Nanto's usage. Do you think we'll see a lot of them today, or do you think this is one of those matches where it's going to play out like it typically has, and is that like a point of concern for you?
No, I think I'm expecting a comfortable win, mate. A comfortable win today. I know. I mean, I don't know if you caught the stream with Brownie, but he was a little bit sort of weirdly nervy about this one. Obviously, they've got Morgan Whittaker, who's flying in the Championship at the minute. Azaz, who's on loan from Aston Villa, who's flying as well. But overall, you know, you look at the makeup of the squad. I think we've seen a lot of it this year, Gabe, where I think there's been a lot of teams who have played Leeds, who've got, you know, individual talent, but across the pitch they just don't have enough quality to match up with Leeds. So I think the introduction of an Onto, the introduction of an Anthony and Poveda for me will maybe come later on in the game, but I wouldn't be introducing Nonto early on, to be honest with you. But I do think we'll see him at some point. But I think, to be honest, Gabe, it's as much as we expect, really. I think he's going to be gone in January. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, if you're an Italian international, you don't want to be sitting on the bench for a championship side. I mean, that's a good way to derail what could be a very short career. Obviously, as a Leeds fan, I don't think he's been good enough when he's come on. So I think, you know, if you want your place, you have to be undroppable. And we can talk about Somerville all we want, who's been our best player this season. But I got to tell you, Dan James is really, granted, you know, we did drop a level, but in the level we're in, he's really answered a lot of his critics. And if you had asked any of us, I think Oscar, Brownie, you, myself, or most people in the Leeds United content space, if Dan James would have been starting over Willie Nanto week to week to week, we probably would have said no. But for my money and what my eyes are seeing is that he's made more of an impact, so he deserves his place.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd completely agree with that. Liam Moore's in the building. Thanks for your donation, Liam. God's sake, Cooper. God's sake, Cooper. Talk about flashbacks. I think you're right, Liam. I think we're all sort of in that mold a little bit with Liam Cooper. The only thing that I can take away from Coop starting, I don't want to be overly negative about it, but the beneficial thing, the beneficiary from how I'm seeing it really is the standard of opposition we're playing now. That is no disrespect to Plymouth, and they are good going forward. We've seen that when they've stuck 6 past.
They have some danger, man.
Yeah, they do. Azaz and Whittaker, the best players, are the ones going forward. Hardy as well, the striker who did excellently well last season. So
he's got 6 goals, Hardy. And Whittaker's got 7. The thing about Whittaker is, I mean, he just absolutely, he's got 56 shots this season alone for 7 goals. Yeah. Hardy's got 38. So, you know,
they're definitely going to cut through. They will cut through.
They will.
I don't think we'll look as measured, but the question with Leeds United this season for me is how many can we score and can teams keep us out? So, I mean, I mentioned a clean sheet. The reason I mentioned a clean sheet is because I'll hark you back, Gabe, to and I mentioned this previously as well, maybe a Cooper, Ben White situation, which because Ben White was so good, he was able to elevate Liam Cooper to, a better level. So that's what I'm hoping really with Rodon. You've got 2 leaders there at the back, really. So I don't think it's going to be like an existential crisis, maybe that people are thinking. I mean, I wanted to get your thoughts on on Pascal as well, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, to say he's been playing through that, Gabe, has been, and at the level that he's been
It's a
playing.
hernia injury, isn't it? I mean, that's not that's not like a fun thing to play through. By the way, if anybody's had that injury before,
I mean, for me, man, that is just constant pain. It's constant pain.
Yeah,
So
it is. It's
for
like
what
a constant niggling pain.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to like debilitate you, but I mean, when you're not comfortable and you're playing that well, I love what Farka said. He's like, you've been playing better at 80% this season. You played 100% last, which is true, but also maybe a little bit too German blunt. I thought it was quite funny when he said that. I'm less concerned about the defending because, I think sometimes we think about defending and we just think about the back four, but obviously a lot of defending happens in the midfield, and our two central midfielders, I think, do such an excellent job playing box to box that I'm a little bit less concerned about that. I think as long as we win the battle in the midfield, which I think we will, we shouldn't have too many difficulties, provided we can cut down on mistakes. And that's kind of been my gripe against Liam Cooper, is he'll be good for 70 minutes and then he'll have a mental lapse, and we're, last season we'd be 1 or 2-0 down because of that. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. That being said, we have to be mindful of those players we already named for Plymouth in attack. I think where this really does hurt is, and it may not hurt us this match, but something I just look out for is Pascal's distribution is snappy, it's tidy, and it's quick. Liam Cooper tends to be a little bit more tentative on the ball, tends to take a little bit more time with his distribution. His passing obviously isn't quite to the standard of Pascal's. So what I imagine that will mean is Ethan Ampadu probably, or Glenn Kamara, but it's probably going to be Ampadu, is going to drop further down. What will that mean for the shape? What will that mean for the way we built up? What will that mean for the way we were able to spray the ball out wide to the attacking players that have done so well for us? This could be one of those sort of ugly, frustrating matches where Yoel Perrault ends up like way in our own half just to receive the ball and just to play it out wide. I think watch his movement, sort of see what he does today. Is going to be he and Jorginho, they're both dynamic in the sense that they like to move in different places. That obviously Reuter's more physically dynamic and quick and things than Perrault is, but neither of them is a rigid positional player, is what I mean. So those are kind of things to watch out for. But honestly, I mean, these are the matches we need to win decisively. This team is 19th, I think it is, in the championship, and we should be absolutely battering them. But it's also important, to not look past your opponents. And they've not been exactly brilliant, but I mean, they gave Ipswich all they could handle. It just depends on which Plymouth Argyle team shows up. I wonder what you think about this, because this is a team that I think lost 3-0 to Millwall, but then is capable of hitting teams in the mouth with that attacking trident up there. So what kind of Plymouth do you expect? We always get their best effort, don't we? That's what you've conditioned me to believe.
Yeah, that's always gonna happen with Leeds there, mate. And it's interesting, just on a crowd stance. I think they're bringing 3,000 to Leeds now. Plymouth,
they've done well.
Geographical location is the bottom of the country, so yeah, coming all the way up to Leeds, it's very, very impressive. I'll just share with everyone their last few results as well. Obviously, like we've just spoken about, Gabe, they are 19th in the championship. But what's quite impressive here is obviously their results against high-flying Middlesbrough at the minute. They really, really threw Ipswich close. Draw against West Brom, obviously West Brom in 4th. Beating Wednesday 3-0. Obviously, a little bit of, obviously poor.
But both those teams at the top, Connor, both those teams play a chaotic type of football. Middlesbrough has lost a lot of players, and they're still trying to find their equilibrium. They started really poorly. They had a good run of form, but there's still a little bit of their matches tend to be a little bit more free-flowing. Same thing with Ipswich. I think that where we're different is whereas we do put goals on the board, we control matches in the ways that those other teams don't. It's a bit more up and down. And West Brom's sort of known for this, a very kind of measured and conservative style of play. It doesn't surprise me that they'd be able to salvage a 0-0. I can't imagine Corberan was happy with that. But against teams that are a little bit more, I guess, dynamic is the word of the day, because I've just woken up, but who are have a little bit more to offer going forward and aren't so no holds barred. Because when you think about it, we don't attack with the 10 men. It's not like we're doing this free flowing. I mean, it flows well, but it's mostly comes because of the superior skill and speed of our wingers and some good tidy midfield play and runners going in behind. It's not like we have to do this all out forward. It's a different Leeds United team.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree with you. Frankly says no problem with Coop starting. It's what I expected this season. Part player when injuries occur. If he can't start against Plymouth, where else does he start? I think that's a good
Great point, James. Yeah, great point. If he doesn't play well today, it's hard to think we'll see him. Although I think during the debrief, I said something like I felt Farke was going to do something weird. He's not done anything weird, but I felt it. I felt like we weren't going to get that starting partnership. We didn't know anything about the injury then, but I was just like, something feels weird. We're not going to get another Ronan Strauch, or as Oscar would say, Struick.
Yeah, you thought he was going to do you thought he was going to have a Pep Guardiola moment where he plays Phil Foden in the false nine in Champions League final for some bizarre reason.
Actually, funny enough, is when I looked at Twitter this morning, somebody got it wrong and said that Cooper was on the bench. And I was like, "What is he going to play Ampadu at center half?" Like that's sort of what I thought you might do. And I know he's done it before, but I don't want him there.
Isn't it funny how we don't even consider Charlie Cresswell anymore? You know, we're talking about bringing a DM back into the centre back region, and you know, from a really good position that Charlie was in last season. You know, playing a lot for Millwall, and you know, really raising his game towards the back end of the season. Had a bit of a troublesome middle period, but not even been featured anymore. Not even of interest to Daniel Farke really there.
Yeah, on one hand, I do sort of understand why. This is a guy that hasn't shown a lot of ability to play the ball with his feet, particularly well. He is big and strong, but he does tend to be a little bit clumsy around the box. One thing that we've not done is we haven't conceded a lot of penalties this season, as far as I can remember. I may be dead wrong, but I just don't recollect a lot of that. And here's another thing that just kind of happens sometimes in football. I know sometimes it's easy to forget. Sometimes a manager just doesn't fancy you. Just doesn't like the way you play, or there's something about you that rubs him the wrong way, and you just can't get a look in. There was some sort of reason, like personal reason or something like that. Cresswell's been kept out. I didn't see a lot of follow-up journalism on that. Not to say it doesn't exist, but I just didn't see it. So I don't know what the reasons are, but it is fair to say that Cresswell isn't going to get a look in this team, because if he's not getting it now, he probably won't, unless of course we get an injury to Liam Cooper. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but it's not unheard of for this Leeds United team to be really hit by the injury bug. But I mean, what do you think it is? What do you think it is with Cresswell? Because I know I've been critical of his play, but I do think he's a championship level center half. Do I think that he should be starting for a team that wants to get promoted? No, but as a substitute in the case of injuries, you would think that he could come in and do a job.
Yeah, 100%. I think you would expect him, especially on that right hand side, to come in and be able to aid a Leeds United side. I do think it is really important to have the balance of a left footer and a right footer, especially, if you're trying to play out from the back, because if you're getting pressed onto your weaker foot, that's going to, result in a weaker action. So I do think it's important to have a left footer and a right footer on either side. Obviously, if it was...
You do love that theory. I absolutely hate it.
No, I do because I have played centre back, and I've played centre back even when you've got the entire pitch in front of you, and I've played against a team who have pressed, and I've played on the left side of a centre back partnership, and I've been asked to play it out from the back, and as soon as they press on my left foot, I can't distribute the ball well enough, and I have to go back to the keeper all the time.
But no disrespect to your level. You've hit higher levels than I have in your playing career. But I think what annoys me about this logic is that, but it's not that you're just throwing it. It's true, but I would think at this level that players would be 2-footed enough. But you're right. I mean, let's take Sam Byram for example. He's clearly a right foot dominant player, right? He doesn't.
That's why he cuts inside all the time. He cuts inside.
Yeah, this is not a criticism, by the way, of his play this season. It's just an assessment of his, his dominant foot. It is a little bit mind-boggling to me that one of the first things you're supposed to learn as a footballer is to play with 2 feet. But that at this level, we'd have to say, because there are plenty of teams that deploy, 2 right-footed center halves or 2 left-footed. Just all over the world. It does kind of boggle my mind that we have to have this conversation. But you're right, we do have to have it, and it's a little bit ridiculous. But hey, I guess this is like my second stream in a row where I'm just getting angry at the existence of things in the world. So maybe let's just move on. I'm a boomer.
I guess the beneficial
Angry and
thing,
grumpy.
I guess you just got up. But I guess the beneficial, once again, the beneficiary thing of maybe Plymouth is maybe they're not going to press because they're going to be a little bit worried about Leeds getting in and behind if they're pushing their entire unit up, which would make a lot of sense with Leeds' pace.
100%.
So when you look at it from that standpoint, are they going to press Leeds at the back? Is it going to be imbalanced with a Cresswell and a Rodon? Probably not. But if you were coming up against, as we did with two left footers against Southampton, I think they struggled a little bit.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good. I think I'm more surprised that at this level, technical directors or whoever are bringing in players aren't looking at, hey, can a center half play out with both feet? But that's neither here nor there. I think that, and the one thing I will say is about like last season, I don't think a lot of our problems came from just dominant foot. I think a lot of it just came from mental errors and stupidity. That being said, though, anyway, I'm belaboring a point just because of a personal preference. But you are right that it is a problem in our team for whatever reasons when we do that. That being said, I don't think, like, we'll see what happens today. I don't think Liam Cooper's weaknesses as a center half are, I know, of course, I'm kind of contradicting myself because I just sort of talked about how he's not quite as good as playing with the ball as Pascal, but like his weaknesses as a center half are more about his body slowing down and the way he thinks about playing the position versus, can he do well under pressure if he's on his non-dominant side or somebody's on, you know what I mean? So I think that's the funky thing. And I just wonder if Daniel Farke is just thinking, hey, we have too many of a similar profile type player at this position. And some of these guys are relatively error prone compared to some of the others. And I just don't want to introduce any more unstable elements. You do kind of feel for Cresswell because he's not that young anymore. And at this point in your career as a young professional, you want to be playing.
There's a few of them now in that bracket, isn't there? You've got obviously Shackleton, who's not going to be first choice. Gelhardt as another one. Cresswell, and then obviously Greenwood, who's actually probably done the right thing in terms of going to Middlesbrough, a decent team at this level, and he's actually starting and doing well. So maybe I think Leeds are going to exercise a lot of those options in January. And I was talking about Gelhardt the other day. It's just never going to work, and I'm convinced Leeds are going to make a profit on him because we only bought him for $1 million. I do think
we might, but who would buy him for $1 million right now? Like honestly, like. Who do you think would come in for big money? I think with what tends to happen is, and it's not just Leeds United, right? God, want to talk about a group that does this. I've never seen prospects who people have never watched more overhyped than the U.S. men's national team. They'll find like a 17-year-old kid playing in the academy.
I wondered how long it'd take you to mention the US men's national team. Normally we get at least half an hour.
It's actually been pretty bereft the last couple of weeks. But the point being, like, there will be like a U17 kid for like a club we don't have television access to, and they'll be calling for them to get in to the senior team. Be like, oh, he's clearly earned it. I mean, most people who are Leeds United fans, unless you live in Leeds and go to those the U whatever matches, have not watched a lot of some of these guys coming up. And what happened with Joffy was there were some moments in matches that people really honed on to. And don't get me wrong, those moments were really nice. Like a good turn, a bit of skill, a 10-minute stretch. But you'll know this because, you played academy football. Brownie will know this, of course. You don't get even to that level if you're not capable of producing moments. But what separates you is, can you do it on a regular basis? And of course, there is some athleticism that comes into it, right? And he's an undersized, less athletic player at his position. And so far, what I've seen is people come up with 1,000 excuses as to why he's not scoring or putting in the assists. And it's never his fault. Well, at some point, maybe you have to ask yourself, have we overrated this player quite a bit? And I think in the case of Cresswell, although Cresswell, again, center half's a little bit of a different position. But I think with Cresswell and especially Joffy, I think we're just finding out that these guys aren't what we thought they were going to be. Whereas Archie Gray has exceeded expectations for this age.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I think, and a lot of it's. I remember Byram talking about when he was playing under Neil Warnock, and it was it was very much just that he was thinking about his future at Leeds, and he was saying, there we go, that was what was going to happen. I was waiting for it in the back of my mind. I was like, it's going to go. Here we go. But
what's
yeah,
he that up with, by the way?
Oh, we've got some. It's like sticky tapes. It's rented.
Oh,
you can't be doing it,
that's
mate.
right. I forget about the arbitrary rules that you can't nail in. That's right. I forgot.
Exactly. You got to be careful. So, but yeah, it was a thing with Byron where Warnock called him over because they didn't have a right back. They didn't have a right back, and it feels like you've got to get the luck of the draw a lot of the time when it comes to football. And maybe Cresswell and Gelhardt. So I do feel for them a little bit, especially Cresswell, but Gelhardt as well. He's just never properly fit in. And I think, Archie has just been able to, and obviously it's a massive credit to Archie. He is a better player, obviously, in terms of quality and trajectory. But I do feel with Gelhardt at a certain club, if he's given a chance, I think he'll do really well.
What's a good League One club we could see him going to? I think that's about his level. Like, honestly, I think if he's not scoring goals in League One, then where is he going to score goals? He went to Sunderland last season. It's a good side in the Championship. Didn't really make an impact. And again, I know Leeds fans were quick to roll out the excuses in terms of, well, he has to play with this particular guy, and because he couldn't play with that guy, he wasn't going to score goals. But imagine signing a player and you absolutely have to have someone that play alongside them. That's not why you sign players.
I think Luke's made a good point as well. Jack Clark, we almost said that towards the end with Jack Clark. Obviously, he had his illness. Then he was never the same player again. And then he went to Tottenham, was frozen out. And then suddenly he's gone back to Sunderland. And I think he's scored now. I don't know if he scored today. He might have done. Chat, let me know. But if he scored today, he's scored 10 goals and he's playing out wide. He's flying at the minute for Sunderland. So, it's true. It's true. And I guess that's where maybe you exercise a buyback clause, which you'll see the likes of Liverpool and City and all these top clubs doing. They put a buyback clause in there, and maybe that's what Leeds can do.
The point being, the players have to play, and some players are late bloomers, some are early bloomers, some are flash in the pan type players, and Joffrey's not going to get any better but sitting on the bench, and neither will Cresswell. And so I would have liked to see Leeds loan one of them out. Maybe they're not happy with that. I guess Joffrey hasn't signed a contract. Story broke recently that he's not going to sign a new contract with us, which who can blame him? So it looks like we're in January. If we don't do some business on him, we're probably not going to turn any profit.
Yeah, Tom T says a lot of US men's team and Leeds fans share a lot in common. Shame it's delusion over their players. Tom T tuning in to a Leeds United stream.
Do you know what he's saying there? I don't think you're.
Is he saying?
I think you've misinterpreted what he said.
Sorry,
what we share in common is that we overrate our players. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, maybe he's right. Yeah, definitely. We're generalizing there. Generalizing a bit, but yeah, could be right. Liam Moore says, score prediction, Conor, if you're right, I donated 50 quid. We've seen it before, mate. I've gone 2-0. Gabe, what have you gone with, mate?
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Sujal reckons 4-0 today. That would be excellent. Just
I like Sujal.
It's big that we get the obviously the points on the board, isn't it, Gabe, before the international break? There's a huge set of fixtures as well. We've seen Sunderland win today so far, 3-1 against Birmingham. Obviously, I think they're 2 points behind us, Sunderland, but then we've got Swansea, who are away at Ipswich, massive if they lose, if they drop points again. Then you've obviously got
who have Ipswich got this week?
Swansea.
Oh, Swansea.
Yeah, Swansea, and then you've also got Leicester, who are away at Middlesbrough, which is a big game. I think they might get that one done, though. I just feel Leicester are just going to beat everybody in this division, bar maybe us and Ipswich, maybe. But yeah.
Come on, Michael Carrick. It's one of the everybody says I hate England midfielders from that generation, but I do like Michael Carrick, and I want him to succeed in this match. So come on, Carrick.
Are you a fan of Michael Carrick? Why?
I'm not really a fan of Michael. Good. I just don't hate Michael Carrick the way I hate Wayne Rooney, Frank Lampard. just
hate any of that generation. Okay. Fante says, Gabe, your mic is very American. It's way out there. Nice.
Yeah, this person messages about me every single time they're on the stream. So thank you for noticing how American my mic is.
Okay. Joffy Bate, Cresswell, poor treatment, I think. Played a lot of games and stagnating in juniors or on the bench. This should have loaned. Okay, Gabe, you can come on for half time if you fancy, mate. We are getting into the stream right now. Before we do, I'm just going to get myself a cup of tea over here.
Are you going to actually relax watching this match? What's the viewing experience going to be like for you? Because you've ruined my ability to enjoy a match.
But do you think I go into these wanting to react the way I do?
No,
I don't.
No. I think it's a reflex. I think you just can't help yourself. You won't sit down. I bet you stand up and watch the match, don't you?
Well, I'm doing it in a different setting now, so I'll wait and see. But I don't know what happens with Leeds. It vexes me to another level. So
has it been difficult to have to sit down? Has that been hard? Because I just imagine that you stand up and put your hands on your knees and watch the match like some kind of deranged youth coach.
I can't. No, I can't. I just, yeah. I mean, it's worse at games. It's much worse at games. I just start talking to everyone, and they just don't want to talk to me either. So,
like, shut it! I'm trying to watch the match.
Sure, mate.
Right, I'll see you at halftime.
Yeah, see you, mate. Right, everybody. Just me and thee. Gabe is off, and we will just get the team lineups now, or Leeds United's lineup, the biggest, the most important one. But as I say, hope you're all doing really well. Leeds versus Plymouth. Yeah, massive game for Leeds. Massive game, for the international break. I think it's bigger than a lot of people think. Getting this one right. Excuse me if I've got a little bit of a cough. But yeah, big game for Leeds United. Starting lineup there, obviously, as you can see, Meslier, Gray, Cooper, Roden, Byram, Kamara, Ampadu, Somerville, Perot, James, and Rutter. Yeah, big one for Leeds United today. Get your score predictions in the comment section below, as always. 198 of you in the building, everyone. If we can get 198 likes, that'd be fantastic. We'll get a couple of your comments up as well. Lose today and makes Leicester win irrelevant. Yeah, definitely. Good afternoon, Conor. It says super sparkly. Looking forward to another 3 points this afternoon. 4-0 Leeds. Let's go, says Dan. That would be lovely, Dan. I can't. That would be a very nice end to this run of fixtures, wouldn't it? Obviously, Leeds United heading in to the international break. So Giles saying that hopefully Rodon, Kamara, and Ampadu make up for Calamity Coops. Yeah, Cooper's getting a lot of backlash already in the chat, which, yeah, I do. Hopefully he has a decent game. Hopefully it's another Watford game for him. That'd be nice. Because he did well in that game, to be fair to him. As I say, if they don't press as much, I think he'll be fine. But he just does. One of his, we all know Coops as a bozo gene. We just need to keep that away, really, for this one. And yeah, let's start quick, says Tom. I agree with you, mate. Well, it's 3 p.m. The lovely day on Saturdays, 3 p.m. The lovely time. It's Remembrance Sunday, obviously. Both teams doing probably be a minute silence, won't it, for this one? 209 of you in the building. Everyone, please make sure you're slapping a like on the video. Slapping. Leeds United taking on Plymouth this afternoon in a championship clash. Sujal says, great to see you doing a watch along. Yeah, mate. Yeah, we're going to start bringing them back to the channel. I've missed doing them. I've missed doing lots of content, and now with my situation, which will become, I'll basically make you guys aware in due course. It's going to make my availability much better, which means much more Leeds United content, which is nice. Vanilla coffee. Yeah, exactly, Ollie. Slap a guy to pay the rent. Should have too much going forward, even though another win is almost too good to be true. Leeds 5, Plymouth 0. Rowe, Don, Conor 3-0 and 3 points leads. Hope see you right, mate. Conor 70 mil for Gray in January. Would you take it? I would, mate. Yeah, I would. I mean, that is it's a large amount of money, that, isn't it? So yeah, I would be taking that all day long. And I'd take 60 for him, but I think the conversation starts at 60. I think this guy's going to be Jude Bellingham type. So yeah. Hi, Con. I hope you have a relaxed day. Depends on Leeds, mate. Depends on Leeds, as always. As always, which my life is dictated by. Well, my mood, I should say, is dictated by. But yeah, a lot of threats. A lot of threats this evening for Plymouth, but I think you're hoping Leeds are going to be able to get the job done. 4-0, 3 points, job done. Minute silence, looks like it's done. Look, nice clap at the end, obviously remembering Sunday. Good level of respect there, it looks like, from both fans. Always good to see. And kick off. Come on! Always remember that at the ground. You know, it's going nuts when it's clapped off and Leeds are about to start. Leeds about to kick off. It looks like Everton 1-0 up already. There you go. Doing all right this season, aren't they? But yeah, big game for Leeds. Huge game before the international break. Massive that we get something. When I say something, I mean all 3 points here. We don't want a little bit of a lapse here. Cooper back in there. I say lapse and then discuss Liam Cooper, but he's got to have a big game today. He's got to have a big game. They've got a lot of potent players of Plymouth. Brought 3,000 up, I think, which is great credit to the Plymouth fans. Very, very impressive all that way. Be a cold day in Leeds, this one. But yeah, Leeds United going into this one. And a real opportunity for Leeds to catch the league leaders at the minute, top two, Leicester and Ipswich. Leeds kicking from left to right. It's a bit weird not seeing Pascal in the equation, to be honest. Obviously, we've seen such a combination of Rodon and Pascal, and they've done well. Looks like they're pressing relatively high here straight away, which is interesting. Maybe the Plymouth manager has looked straight away at Cooper being part of an interrupted back line there. But yeah, it looks like obviously Morgan Whittaker, Azaz, Hardy. It's a really good forward line at this level, which I am quite surprised to see them where they are in the division. Obviously, they had a fast start as well, and I think it's at Home Park, Plymouth's ground. Could have got that wrong. Apologies if I have, but it'll be a bit of a fortress down there, I think, this season, as we've seen with the wins over Norwich and the like. But yeah, good little run for Plymouth so far. Who is skipper? I think it's Cooper, mate. Sujal. Cooper gives me anxiety, says Andy. Plymouth throw. Down the left-hand side, I think it's Morgan Whittaker here. Beats Archie Gray. Blocked. How many gifts will come out of Cooper today? Hopefully not many, mate. Hopefully not many. Praying. Not today. Of all days. Leeds throw. Poor from Leeds. Plymouth win it back. Morgan Whittaker skips past Cooper. Good block. That's what I mean with Cooper being proactive, everybody. There's a classic example there, by the way, with 3 minutes 30 in. But Cooper, a classic example there of him being proactive as a defender. And where he used to, well, Loosely, I'm saying that, but where he used to be able to move up the field and intercept, he's not able to do that anymore. He's not able to. That was a classic example of Morgan Whittaker. Cooper tries to step up, misses it. That is the problem. Good recovery tackle. I think it was from Joe Rodon there. Rodon playing the ball. Free kick to Leeds. Ballymumba in this lineup as well. Something to keep an eye on. Dan James winning the free kick. Yeah, definite foul. James did well there. Some other kick. Ball in. Lee's not able to capitalise there. Ball booted away. Good little ball in that again from Somerville. Someone who should be on every single set piece, by the way. Nudge, nudge, Bamford. Leeds had the dominant start here, though, which is good to see. Ethan Ampadu plays the ball. Somerville receives it. Back to goal. Plays the ball back. Leeds just keeping hold of the ball nicely here. That's something we are decent at. Liam Cooper on the ball, playing the ball out. Joe Rodon receiving it. Lovely little knock. So Jorginho Rutter here. Can he keep it in? Rodon with a nice little ball. Rutter trying to do a Rutter. Overcomplicated it a little bit there, but we've seen in the Championship, he got to the byline and just tried to knock it past the defender and run, and we've seen it in the Championship that whatever Rutter seems to do works. But that didn't there. I think it was a wrong option there. I don't know what he was doing, to be fair. But yeah, maybe a little bit too cocky for his own good there. JP Etherington, good day from New Zealand. Let's go, mate. Kick from the Plymouth keeper there. And Leeds mop it up. Relatively decent start from the Whites today. Nothing too, as we've seen with a lot of games, Leeds just sort of dominating in terms of possession. Good in the thirds. And when I say thirds, the transitions, Pro on the ball now on his left foot. Once again, I always come across, I've got a little bit of an agenda for Pro. I haven't. I just think a lot of the time he's extremely sluggish. And there was another example of it just there. Sluggish on the ball. Sometimes I just don't think he's aware of people around him, which is a bit odd. Melee on the ball. Gray does really well. Plays the ball back. Buzzing to see Archie Gray as well. Like with all the interest, it is nice to see because he's done so well for Leeds and he deserves it. Gray. Gray again. Rutter does well. Dancing. Lovely little spreaded ball there. Byram's got to be proactive. Does well. Kamara on the ball. The silky smooth operator. Leeds in the Plymouth half here. Lovely ball. Somerville, who they're paying particular attention to, plays the ball. Dan James inside. Right ball, Dan. Don't shoot. Archie Gray with the overlap. Leeds on the right-hand side. Gray again. No real options. Had to go for Dan James. Leeds keep the ball. Well played. Wasn't on, and we keep on. We recycle the ball. Keep hold of possession. Good stuff. Kamara. Pushed. Definitely a free kick there. Wasn't given. Rodon. Back to keeper. Goose, I can't put a minute counter on, mate. I can't. Sorry. If anybody knows how to, I'm on StreamYard. If anybody knows how to, let me know. But I think I'm gonna have to figure that out in the international break. I can only tell you exactly where I am. Archie Gray now on the overlap. Love little ball inside. Dan James has it. Dan James completely misread that because it was going straight to Perot, I should say, and Dan James took it on headless at that point. But yeah, no apologies, mate. I can't unfortunately do that. The time I need to figure it out. Great news on Ipswich. Yeah, Swansea have taken the lead at Ipswich. Massive, and Ipswich are just losing all the time at the minute in terms of conceding that first goal, which is big, really, really big. As I say, excuse me, that luck is going to run out at some point. Archie's so confident and cool, worth 50 million at least. I'd agree, mate. I'd agree. But yeah, as the timer, mate, don't worry. I will get that sorted out for the Rotherham game. But currently I'm on 9 minute 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, just to let you guys sync up. Rutter presses really high on the Plymouth goalkeeper, rushed into a mistake. Leeds pick up the ball in their half. Kamara, excellent from Rutter. It's a bad ball from Kamara. Plymouth were able to recover, but just shows what the press can do there. Leeds recover the ball again. They lose it again. A little bit sloppy in possession there from Leeds. Apply a little bit of a press, but and Leeds win it again. Again, it's a bit messy. Bit messy there. And Leeds have given it away again. Sam Byron, but we recover the ball. A bounce. We've just hit 10 minutes now, everybody. But yeah, this is why it's really imperative that Leeds get something today. Archie Gray with a lovely bit of skill on that right-hand side. Plays the ball lovely into Dan James. Dan James plays the ball to Perot. Leeds gaining a little bit of momentum now. Kamara plays it wide left. Sam Byram has to cut inside. That's the annoying thing about Sam. Easily go on that left-hand side, but he's not confident with that left foot at all. Has to be inverted. I've actually never seen Sam actually run with the ball with his left foot. It's always his right foot, which, I do think is a little bit of a problem, even though I think he's been solid. Leeds keeping hold of the ball well. Archie Gray, wrong decision by Archie Gray. Should have gone central. Went down the line, was blocked. Plymouth have the ball now and recover. But Dan James does really well in a press and wins it. Play it in. Dan James with the poor ball again. Loads of time on the ball there, Dan James. Come on, it's got to be better. Leeds in that final third, just sometimes they're just so lapsed. But a lovely ball through, and Perot doesn't use, we know this, any physicality to to get the ball there. But yeah, great news in terms of Ipswich, if that is still the case. Recycle, retrieve, repossess, recover, reclaim. All the R's, mate. All the R's. Still prefer Leeds win it again. Perot, great ball. Somerville now. Decision to make. Rutter's there. Rutter, penalty, no. It's soft. It is soft. Rutter's done that before. It's a lovely little dinked pass by Somerville. It's not a penalty. I don't know why he's gone down again. I don't know what he's done that before, Rutter. As much as I love him, love the little dink through. Rutter's one-on-one with the keeper, and he goes down. And in the Championship, that's never going to be given. The refs all voted Brexit. It's never going to be given, that sort of stuff. You need to take a player's leg off to get a foul in this division. But Leeds applying some sort of press here. Jorginho Rutter pressing on the goalkeeper who roofs it. Cooper wins a header. Plymouth on the ball here. Into Leeds' half. Lovely bit of centre-back play by Joe Road on there. He looks for an option, doesn't have it. Leeds throwing. Just gone 13 minutes, everybody. But yeah, just showing that one with... he's eased off it a little bit by the Plymouth defender. Lovely from Somerville. Actually, that's a penalty. And I apologise, I didn't see it from that angle. The divvy has not given that, but I'm not a referee. I'm not a referee and I'm not close to the event. I'm about 400 miles away on my screen and we were not given that angle. That is a penalty. It's a shoulder in the back. That is a penalty to Leeds United and it's not been given. But it's standard in this division, isn't it? VAR seeing that is giving it for me. Shoulders to shoulders, fine. Shoulder in the back is not fine and never has been fine. Anyway, Leeds on the counter-attack. Leeds been denied a penalty there by another incompetent twonk referee at this level. Plymouth, the game's heating up a little bit now. The ball is just... Cooper! The ball's just... Fucking hell, man. Just keep hold of the ball. Just seems sometimes that he just wants to head it out and boot it out. Leeds recover the ball now. Really good position. Joel Perreault. Dan James, back post, and Somerville has missed an absolute sitter. Or it's either that or it's an excellent piece of defending. Has he missed that? Joel Perreault did relatively well there. Dan James put the ball. He can't miss that. Oh, it's an excellent tackle. It's a wonderful tackle. Leeds denied at point blank range by the number 5 there for Plymouth. It should be 1-0 Leeds United on 15 minutes. Somerville with the ball in now. Plays it. Another good ball in. Headed. Ampadu, what are you doing? Cooper nods it down, to be fair to him. It's a good header. Why is Ampadu not following in there? So it's a little bit far away, but come on, Ethan. Bit of a slide there. No? We're not having that? Chat, what do you reckon? Should he have done Ethan Ampadu there, maybe? It's unlucky. Yeah, good call on the referee. They are absolutely shocking. Absolutely awful. They'll never find a good referee. I mean, Plymouth cannot play out from the back. Glenn Kamara wins it. Come on, Leeds. Just need to apply a bit of a press here. Byram, after Leeds have pressed, does okay. Does the wrong decision, Samuel. The wrong decision, Samuel. Now you're out of position. Simple balls on. Simple balls on from Sam Byram. And he overcomplicates it and tries to go on his left foot. Dan Hardy now on the counter-attack. Good effort. That's why, Sam, you've got to use your brain. Don't be a bozo. Simple ball was on. Leeds caught in transition. They get a shot on goal. I think it says as. Simple. Really simple there from Sam Byram. But that's the weaknesses of him, guys. He was asked there to go down the line on his left-hand side. That is the weakness of him. He cannot go on his left side. It has to be inverted on his right-hand side. He's been solid so far for Leeds United. I've mentioned this in so many videos, but he's not been tested at all properly, in my opinion. You know, having to have it on his left foot consistently. Dan James wins it. It's an open game. That's our foul referee. The refs told Archie Gray, who has a mass diving record, to get up. It's a foul again. I can't stand the referees in this division. I'd rather have VAR all day. Gail just got in. How's it going? It's sending me AWOL already. I was fine the first 10 minutes, but now the ref. We should have. I'm convinced we should have had a penalty. Shoulder into the back of Jorginho Rutter. Leeds have had a great chance with Somerville there. Just summarising the Somerville. Plymouth getting into it a little bit now. They're getting a feel of the ball. But when they are pressed, this side are not good. I just wish Leeds would offer a bit more of a... It's an individual press, isn't it? They don't like to be pressed at all. No team in this division likes to be pressed. Right, okay, Leeds win it from a press. Somerville, right ball played. Does really well. Beats the centre-back. Somerville. Hell, man. Does really well. Wins a corner to Leeds. Well, they're terrified of Somerville. They're absolutely terrified. And he's the main man again, isn't he? Leeds foot in the box, to be fair. James Rutter. Gray on the overlap. Oh, Ipswich equaliser. Great. Somerville. Byram at the near post. Kamara picks it up. Somerville goes at it with his left foot, weirdly. Beaten by the first man. Kamara. Headed away. It's flat crosses from Leeds, this. There's no purpose. Need to be whipped. Kamara. Rutter. In the box. Packed out by Plymouth. Rutter. Lovely bit of skill. Tackled by the Plymouth man. Minute, Jack, 18:10, 18:11, 18:12, 18:13, 18:14, 18:15, 18:16. 1820, 1821, 1822, just for you guys to get synced up. Yeah, so we're before 1830 at this moment in time. As I say, I'm going to sort the stream out in the international break. Get some more gadgets on there, a timer. So you guys always ask me for a timer. Road on. Great as well. But Dan James doesn't. Guys, it only takes a second. Just make sure you like the video if that's all right. Thank you very much. But yeah, get your comments so far. It's a weird game. It's not been great so far, I don't think. Leeds need to get to grips with it. Byron, left-hand side. Rubbish ball, Somerville. Leeds are just... We're fine at the minute, but there's a lot of, need the passing sloppy. That's what I would say. Passing is sloppy. Byram's not had a great start. Rutter turns into trouble but wins it. They are packing that line. Rutter gets in behind, goes down again. He's not going to get it. Rutter needs to stop going down. Dan James! Yes! Great finish, Dan James. The ball rebounds to Dan James, and it's a cracking finish. Get in there. It's a brilliant finish from Dan James. Get in there. Edge of the box. Lovely stuff. Leeds 1, Plymouth 0. Cracking little finish there by Dan James. And Leeds go 1-0 up. Great finish. Great little finish there. Was I muted there? I was muted last week when Leeds scored. Rutter, Somerville, nice little bit of interchange. We've broken them down a bit. It wasn't a penalty. Rutter went down too easily. And then Glenn Kamara, great little interception. Ball goes to Dan James. Lovely little curve finish. 1-0 Leeds. Great finish from James again. Has to be said. Done really, really well there. Really, really well indeed. Leeds 1, Plymouth 0. Which essentially means you're expecting now that they're going to have to come out a little bit and they're going to have to play, which you'd expect Leeds to have a little bit of joy with. But love a little interchange once again from Rutter and Somerville, which is where seemingly everything comes from at the minute. Let's make the score. But yeah, great little finish from Dan. James on fire. Big Dan gets one. Your defense is terrified. James is on fire. Ooh. Na 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 na. Rutter. Oh, nearly got James away again there. 272 of you in the building, everybody. Please make sure you slap a like. Leeds have gone 1-0 up against Plymouth. Plymouth turned off when Rutter fell. Silly sausages. Let's get another 2 if we can. Goose said, I said it was coming. You did, mate, to be fair. Nice to see James working hard. Rutter, nearly gets through again there. James on fire. Good finish from James. It was, mate. Really, really good. Really good stuff. Joe Rodon is just a silky defender and just picks it up there. James with a lovely touch. Pro play. James in again. He has done. Dan James got a lot of time here. This is where I don't like Dan James. He's got a lot of time to think, plays the ball over, and it's Dan James in a nutshell when he has time to think. And you just knew it was coming. Plays a really slack ball across there. And, Leeds should have been 2-0 to the good there. Somerville at the back post. He plays it behind him. Lovely little passage of play, though. Leeds dominant here after a little bit of a flat few minutes, but we've picked it up now. The crowd seem a little bit resurgent as well. Glenn Kamara on the ball, the silky smooth operator in the middle. Ethan Ampadu loses the ball. Can he win it back there? Please do, Ethan. That was very poor. Well, good tackle, Joe Pro. Keep the ball. falls over. Perot applying a press there, everybody. Say that when you're drunk. But yeah, Perot applying a press. Incredible. Cooper wins it, gives it straight back to Plymouth. Perot recovers. Archie Gray on the ball. Simple Archie, where are you going here? Does really well, Archie Gray. Lovely, lovely play. Perot got loads of time. And when Perot's got loads of time, he'll take an extra touch and lose it. But good, yeah, he does well there. Maybe been a bit critical. James found his home. It's called the Championship. Michael Brown says, Conor, would you rate James better than Nonto at the moment? Does Nonto deserve a chance? I think maybe he does deserve a little bit of a chance, yeah, but I'm a fan of Nonto. I think at this level, I mean, he's an Italian international, isn't he? So I am a fan of him, of course. But at the same time, you can't take James out at the minute, can you? He's doing so well. So yeah, that's my thoughts. But Lee's playing well here, doing okay. It's a game that we need to win. Referee gives Plymouth a free kick because he's an orange divvy. Yeah, get what you mean, Jack. Get what you mean. Like, it reminds me of Bamford. It reminds me of Bamford as well. He's got an insane moment there to play the ball over to Somerville, and he just plays it behind him. And that's it with James. It's the rough and the smooth, isn't it? You're always going to get that. And that's why he's a championship player, ultimately. And that's what I think we've all got to realise, like me included. There's a reason Dan James is playing championship football. If he was making the perfect passes all the time and all this sort of good stuff, he'd be playing in the Premier League. Archie Gray's having a phenomenal game again. Absolutely phenomenal games. Keeping one of the best wingers in the Championship quiet at the minute. Really, really good stuff at right back there. Ipswich 2-1. As expected, I think. Just embarrassing how crap the division is. I'll say that, and Plymouth will score, but it's just embarrassing how shockingly bad this division is. Like, Ipswich are good. They're a good team. They are very, very good. I'm not being salty here whatsoever, but the standard of any other team going up against them, it's just like you systematically you can just be good. With a few individual talents, but Ipswich really haven't got that. It's a system and it's momentum. And don't get me wrong, it's decent, but it's a mockery what they're doing of the Championship at the minute. Like, where is the standard? Win! Somerville! Is it counted? Somerville scores and he's ruled it out. Was there not a foul there? Was that not off a Plymouth player? It's off a Plymouth player. Oh, this ref's such an absolute... He's just a dick. He's a dick. He's always got his whistle in his mouth. They're all the same, man. Anyway, it's not 2-0. It's 1-0. But yeah, as I say, I was saying about Ipswich, like, there's just no, like, solid competition. Like everybody said, it's Leeds. Where they're going to drop points is when they've got us and Leicester. Somerville does really well, wins the ball high up there. Leeds are in a cracking position here. Joel Perot on the overlap. Joel Perot! Yes! Good in there, Joel Perot. Leeds 2, Plymouth 0. Fantastic. Leeds are looking good. We're looking saucy. It's 2-0. And this is going to be more. Now it's 2-0. Perot gets the goal. Just can we stamp on the neck a little bit here, Leeds? Let's keep this going. Fantastic stuff. 2-0 up. I'm not going to say anything like game done, because anytime I've ever said that before, that happens. But that's all Somerville again. Winning the ball high up. They are not liking a press whatsoever, this Plymouth side. Leeds win the ball, and we've just got so much quality. A lovely little finish by Perot. Deflected, and I expected him to score. Someone said brace for Perot. You might have your wish. Lovely finish. Na 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 na. Get Conor a beer, because Leeds are winning. 28 minutes gone, and Leeds United are 2-0 up. Should be 3. Should have had a penalty. I'm a rhyming guy. I'm a poet, and I don't even know it. Cooper does well. Somerville, who's been outstanding so far, does well. Rutter bypasses a press. Could have turned out there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Archie Gray, who's been exceptional again. Dan James, lovely. Leeds playing some lovely football here. Archie Gray on the overlap. Dan James doesn't find him. He was on. James coming inside there. Pause. Perot. Nice. Perot's had a good start. He's had a good start. Ampadu. Kamara. Out wide. Sam Byram. Kamara. That is me. Grayson Cummins says goals edit. Shout out to you, mate. Plymouth are struggling. 29, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Few sinkers. Gray does well. Rutter, little shimmy. What a ball. What a ball. Doesn't quite make Byram. Not a foul, ref. Don't you give it. Plymouth have the ball for the first time in a while here. Does well, Liam Cooper. Really lovely touch by Kamara there. Rutter, under pressure. Rutter. He's got nowhere to go. But Archie Gray, who's been the best player on the pitch, Archie, I think. Him and Somerville. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Hey up, Conor, get in. Great that you're doing these watch-longs, mate. No problem, Al. Anytime. Yeah, come on, Swansea, says Chris, at least get a point. They've got it in the locker. They've definitely got it in the locker. They've got a cracking away record, Swansea. So you're hoping that they can just get back into it. You always knew Ipswich were going to... It's too early for them to go 1-0 down because they're always going to get back into it. They seem to go 1-0 down every week. But draw's definitely possible. Leeds dominant here. Utterly dominant. Guys, there's 290 of you in the building. It'd be great to get some likes on this video if you would do so. Goose says we just seem so zippy and tight. I'd agree, mate. I'd agree. We do look good. We're a cut above, aren't we? But yeah, a lot of people, I think I just read a comment there. It says it's essential that we go up because of that. And it is in a way. It is in a way. I know I've banged on the drum of it, but even if we were to get into the playoffs, don't just think that automatically we're screwed. And I've been a little bit like that, but poor. Not foul. Absolute God. Byram gives away a foul. The referees, man, just do my nutting. It's a contact sport. It's just absolutely pathetic. They're not brave. They're not brave, the referees, at all. They're useless. Rutter applying a press on their goalkeeper. Their keeper's absolutely shocking. He's absolutely shocking. He's ballooned about 4 into the stands. Done another one there. They can't deal with the press. Rutter's just got to keep pressing. Somerville's got to keep pressing. They've got the fitness levels in this Daniel Farker system. Just keep pressing. We'll get 4 or 5 here. Cooper, lovely ball through the lines. Perot. Loses it. Lethargic there. Does well. Ampadu to win it back. Kamara leads in a transition. It's a foul. It's a foul, referee. Hopefully you come back with a card there. Dan James plays the ball in. It's a bad ball in. Ref will have a yellow card there when the ball goes out of play. Just left Kamara in a heap on the floor. They cannot play through us. Leeds are doing so well in breaking that. They're playing excellently, Leeds here. Dan James here. Play the ball, Dan. Jorginho, Rutter. Somerville. Dan James, we're overcomplicating this and it's going to be a corner to Leeds. It's a good chance again. But the press is killing them. They cannot deal with Leeds United's press, which I didn't think was a thing. I thought it was a bit intermittent. But Rutter, Somerville, sometimes it looks like a training exercise with Leeds' front men. They're just so fluid. I mean, their Plymouth centre-backs can't believe it. But they're just not able to, This is a team, by the way, who went to Ipswich and did really, really well. And Ipswich came into it in the last minute. I mean, they can't touch the ball at the minute. And when they do touch the ball, they're getting pressed back to Plymouth. James, ball in. Oh, it's a good ball in. Kamara on the edge of the box goes all the way through. Somerville on the edge. Cuts inside. Leeds lose it. It's all right. Cooper's done well there. Leeds retain possession. Love a third now to completely kill it. Dan James comes inside, pause, does well. Byram now on this right-hand side. Archie with the overlap. There's no one in the box, no need to cross it. Slice clear by Plymouth. Byram wins it again, does well. Rutter, just, I love him, but sometimes he doesn't need the back heels and he doesn't need the nutmegs and he doesn't need the step overs. Sometimes, honestly, the simple ball is on. And Leeds have won another corner, and that's excellent pressing. They can't live with us at the minute. Ballymumba getting pressed on there. But, the real simple ball there for Rutter, just playing, I think it was Archie Gray, just playing him in, and he decides to back heel it, and it nearly goes out of play, and Byram has to press and does really, really well. We'll be there for any Conor and Dad chats. Yeah, there will be, Steve, on the Patreon, mate. If you want to sign up to that, we had a video out this week, and Generation Leeds will be coming back on the Patreon. I know you guys love it. Plymouth played out of a press for the first time here. On the right-hand side, pick up the ball. Who's marking the man in the middle? He's free. He's just absolutely... You've got to be better. We've got to be better there because he's ghosted past Kamara. It's really... From Kamara, that slack, you could see that happening from a mile away. Basically, Plymouth have come forward. They've actually got through our press. Ball's played inside. And Kamara's... You're seeing Joe Rodon just do this. Because Kamara, Rodon gets the blocking, and Kamara's just let him run past him. It's got to be more there. And I know they're doing a lot of work further up the pitch, but Kundal could have gotten back into it really, really quickly there. Short ball. Bit easy, this. Plymouth just seem to just pass the ball into our box there and just keep passing it between them. 35 minutes gone, 2-0 Leeds. Plymouth with a little bit more on the ball now. Great tackle. Was that Cooper? Cooper just applies a bit of a press there, tackles it. Perot, Rutter. Rutter again. He's not having a great game, Rutter. He's not having a great game. He's just overcomplicating it. Simple balls are on. Just gets the ball there in a transition. You got Somerville on the far side, and he decides to try play a cut-through pass where there's about 3 Plymouth defenders, and it just finds the feet of them. Just simple balls, GG, as Oscar says. Simple balls. It doesn't need to be exuberant all the time. I get this league is a bit of a training exercise for him at points, but we don't want to be losing possession, inviting them back in. Morgan Whittaker, wow. If that had been a better ball, that would have been 2-1. Morgan Whittaker was through. Just Plymouth showing that they've still got a bit of a threat there, but it's an awful ball back from Plymouth, and it's Jorginho Rutter. Leeds are streaming forward here. Rutter, unlucky, but yeah. Rutter, just a few bad decisions. He doesn't look that happy with himself there either. Plymouth just played the ball straight to him. He step overs, has a crack with his favoured left foot, and it's a tame effort. Could have made it. Could have done well there. Leeds in a transitional moment where we're so dangerous. Rutter on the ball. There was Perot there. There was Dan James. For me, I get what he's doing. I understand what he's doing, but it's got to be better. Anyway, Ballymumba. I tell you what, is that a penalty? I tell you what, Ampadu's just taking him down there, and it looked clumsy. So receipt in it for the one we should have had, but Rutter's done unbelievably well there. But I tell you what, there's an argument, Plymouth. It's a bad ball again from Rutter. It's a really bad ball. Let's make this a better ball. Makes that a really bobbled ball as well. Weird start from Rutter in this game. There is an argument there. Plymouth should have had a penalty. Out the blue, LUTV just came back onto it, and there was a bit of a tangle of legs there. Ampadu, and I think it was Ballymumba. You've only seen one replay of it, but in the moment, that looked like a penalty to Plymouth. But we've not had one, so evens out, doesn't it? Somerville. Leeds allowing Plymouth into the game a little bit. Rutter's doing. I'll be honest with you, lot. I'll be honest, and he'll probably score or making it, put an exceptional assist in. But he's doing my head in at the minute. Sam Byron with an absolute smashing tackle there. Rutter's just. I mean, let's have a look at this PLYMOUTH. PLYMOUTH gets into the Leeds box. That's a penalty. That's a penalty to Plymouth. They've just completely got away. That shows the incompetency of these refs. We should have had a pen. They should have had a pen. For me, that's a stone waller. Ampadu's got clumsy and he's made contact. Leeds get away with one there. We just a few little instances there where we're letting Plymouth get into it a bit. We need to be careful here, Leeds. Just certain instances. It is two. It's 290 of you in the building here, everyone. Please make sure you're liking the video. Really appreciate that. Just got to be a little bit careful at points, Leeds. No, Rutter he's not had a good start for me. One of his poorer starts. Byram had a poor start, but he's recovered. Cooper's played well. Archie's been fantastic. Ampadu was lucky there. Just a few glimmers for Plymouth that might give them a bit of confidence, because in that first 30 minutes they couldn't. When they were touching the ball, it was horrendous for them. Melee clears it. Bad ball from Melee. How many times have we said that? Bit of a head tennis game at the minute. Rodon wins it. Perot does really, really well. Perot now in a transitional moment. Perot doesn't need to strike it. Just play the ball. He's got no backlift on it whatsoever. It's poor from Perot. Got to do better there. You got options. Perot showed a little bit of acceleration and just a little ball in there to Dan James. It's 3-0. 2-0 to Leeds, approaching 40 minutes. Byron wins it back. Byron's been excellent, to be fair. I said in the first bit that he was struggling, but he's been excellent, I have to say. I retract my statement there. Somerville, excellent. Oh, fucking hell. The referee here, man, he's just a joke. Just embarrassing. Anytime Plymouth appeal for anything, because he's a bozo and the linesman's a bozo. Offside there. It didn't look offside. Foul here, like tepid foul there. No penalty here, no penalty there. Just hasn't got a clue. Guessing. They all guess at this level. There's a distinct problem with referees in this country. I swear to God, the standard of officiating is an absolute joke. Cooper wins it. Rutter doesn't jump. Archie Gray up against Azaz. Rodon. Rodon does really well. Ampadu. Another transitional moment here. Archie Gray's got loads of Leeds players in front of him. They've kind of packed it out a little bit there. Archie, Perot does well. Kamara, Somerville, bit too long. Somerville, I don't know what Somerville's done there. There's a real moment where Leeds could have broken through, and there's about 3 men on Somerville every time he gets the ball. Perot. It's poor from Ampadu, that. Really poor in that moment. It's given the ball away. Plymouth have it now with PLYMOUTH. PLYMOUTH. Plymouth have it in a transitional moment. Kamara's hurt. It's a good moment, that, for Plymouth. It's just that final ball for them has been a bit of an issue. Leeds have it. as I said, just a little bit of a glimmer of hope for Plymouth in the last 15 minutes. I do think they should have had a penalty, but we should have had a penalty. A few little moments for them as well. Pressing Leeds a little bit high. A few mistakes. Rutter flings himself to the floor again. He's starting to annoy me actually here. Rutter. Plymouth in the box here. Chops. Rutter as well to get back. He's got to start playing the simple ball, Rutter. I love him to pieces, but the ball is breaking down with him too much. It's too flamboyant. Just play the simple ball because he's getting Leeds into a few transitional problems here. He's trying to flick. He's trying to be a bit of a fancy down. We know this division, as I keep mentioning, for Jorginho Rutter is easy, but he's got to start holding the ball up a little bit better in these moments because Plymouth have been able to deal with him so far in terms of just blocking him off, and do not want a goal conceded here. Ball played in just before half time. Leeds head it away. Bit of head tennis. Ball's been played in. I tell you what, was he in there? I think he was offside, I think. Leeds edging towards half time. Or was it offside? I don't even know if she gave it. Kamara fouled. That should see us into half time, I think. Gray. Is he onside? Come on, Dan. Gray wins it again, does well. Dan James. Kamara slows it down a little bit. Sam Byram. Kamara. It's going to see us into half time, I think, this. And Purdue. Kamara, another minute on added on, actually. So I've just realised I've spelt Joe Rodon's name wrong, and that's really irritating me. Don't know why I've done that. Apologies to everybody in the chat who's seen Roden. Rutter. Byram struggles to get rid of it straight away. Lee's just happy to keep the ball, I think. Yeah, so Jal Perot's having a great time. Ipswich winning, we know, yeah. Oh, is that what you said? Rodon, Connor. Okay, apologies, mate. I don't know why Roden. I've never spelt Joe Rodon's name wrong. I say his name as Roden, so I don't know why I've put Roden. That's it, everybody. That's going to be it for halftime. I'm just going to pop off and get myself a brew because I am starving. Stick around, and we will see you soon. Diddle-diddle-diddle-dee. Diddle-diddle-diddle-dee. Here we go with Leeds United. Diddle-diddle-diddle-dee. We're gonna give the boys a hand. Stand up and sing for Leeds United. Conor's going effing mental. Hello, chat. We're back for the second half. Comfortable, Mike says. I think I've just sung this myself. Right, big half for the Whites. Let's get a lovely little equaliser, please. A lovely little delicious Swansea equaliser. Up the Welsh. And then Leeds United seeing it out. Nothing silly in the second half, please, Leeds United. Thank you very much. How are we all doing? Welcome back, Conor. Let's ice the cake. Yeah, let's, mate. Chance to bump up our GD, definitely. Had moments in that first half. Jeez Louise. Please make sure you're slapping a like on the video, guys. We will have your post-match reaction to this as well. Alongside that, we will have 3 things we learned about this game, which I'm sure we will have learned a lot. We'll have loads of content throughout the international break. Sometimes it's my favourite time, weirdly enough, because it just means you can, create quite a bit of content without the pressure of games, which is quite nice. Oh, there goes the monetization. But yeah, make sure you're hitting a like and all that good stuff. Plymouth starting on the front foot. It's blustery outside. Plymouth getting into our box now. PLYMOUTH against ARGYLE. I think he was their best player. Swing shot. Good hands from Meslier. But first minute of the game, Plymouth doing probably more than they did in that first. I love it how my phone just keeps doing that. But yeah, Meslier did all right there. Held on to the ball. That's his job. Rutter does well. Gets a foul. Much better, Rutter. Well done. Do we look good? Conor says, Darren. We do, mate. We are looking good. We're definitely dominant. Probably the best half we've had since. It's as good as Huddersfield in that first half. I thought it was just dominant or similar. Melee. Cooper. Pressing higher, interestingly enough, at the minute. And Leeds lose it. There we go. Pressed a little bit higher. Leeds lose it. Throw into Plymouth. They've got a good start. It's only just started, but they've had a decent start. Leeds nearly nick it under pressure there. I think a third would be nice here, just to ease it a little bit. I don't think I've ever seen a keeper as bad distribution wise as this Plymouth keeper. Jesus Christ. Leeds just working it around Plymouth press, which they are putting on us a little bit now, but that'll create a lot more space for Leeds if they're clinical. I don't want us to rest on our laurels here a little bit and get complacent. We need to just drive that drive that knife in. Once again, improving that home record again, which for Leeds is very, very good at the minute. Someone in the chat just said without Jed Spence as well, which is it's a good point. Somerville's in. My stream just come back. Has that gone in? Has that gone in? God, these streams are diabolical. Have Leeds scored? No, we haven't. My stream just decided to jitter forwards. I am on 50 minutes, guys. But yeah, Byram there. Don't know what was going on there. My stream just decided to stop. Then it changed as soon as Rutter. Rutter's got to do better there, man. It's soft effort at goal. But Leeds breaking through again. Leeds short corner. Somerville. Ball in, not great. Leeds win it back really well. Kamara. Somerville again. Rutter. Does well to keep hold of it. Leeds just keeping the ball on the edge of the Plymouth box now. Dan James. Oh, Rutter, that's poor. Not had a great game so far, Jorginho. Does well. Good tackle from Joe Road on Morgan Whittaker, who we've kept relatively quiet so far, which is good news. Yeah, Rutter should have done better there, but that's once again. I think we get that with all the Leeds players. Thanks for that, Ryan. I think variety for everyone. Now Byram. Okay, interesting. So yeah, Rutter gets one cleared off the line. This is interesting. Very interesting. Byram has gone down unopposed. And we know how this normally results. God, this boy, he's made out of biscuits, isn't he? I'm stunned that Sam Byram's had like the amount of minutes he had. Firpo's evidently coming on, which is be interesting to see him. But Sam Byram, man, Jesus Christ, he's actually made out of biscuits, isn't he? Is he all right? He's gingerly walking off. Is he okay? Sammy, are you okay? Are you okay, Sammy? I think Jed will prove to be our best player when he comes back. Dorigo mentioned before the start that they let many goals in, but they score as many. Mark, they do. They score a lot of goals, this Plymouth side. How are you watching the game, Conor, through my very legal stream, mate? Cooper takes a throw. Rutter. Bad touch. Being at the half for Rutter, the game for Rutter so far. He's not really been on it for Leeds this afternoon. Archie does well. He's certainly been on it. Leeds giving away possession again. Yeah, and as Mark has said there, Plymouth, here we go. A transitional moment here. Just dragged wide. That's not a corner. It's not a corner. He's appealing for it because he's dragged it. No, you've dragged it, Mush. It's not a corner. You just had it's appalling effort on goal. But in that transitional moment, they're not a bad team at all, Plymouth. They're not a bad team at all. You can tell they've got a little bit going forward. Firpo comes on. Dan James. So Junior Firpo comes on and Sam Byram off again. Now this was my whole chat on my Patreon video. I was saying that with the expectation that Sam Byram is going to be fit consistently, fantastic. But this is the problem with Sam. He's so injury prone. It is unbelievable. Leeds not started the second half as well as the last half. Somerville getting hold of the ball now. It's probably the first time he's had this touch. Cooper's gone back to Melee again. Melee back out to Rodon. Can Leeds play the way out of a press here? Joe Rodon plays it. Lovely little ball. Right. Can Perot hold on to it? He's done really well, Joe Perot. Kamara, as we always know, does so well. Rodon and Kamara, they were brilliant. Did really, really well. Leeds have the ball. Kamara just making up that back two. Plays the ball out wide to Liam Cooper. Guys, we're on 54-30 seconds here. Kamara, Somerville. Lovely little interchange by Leeds United. Somerville now in his very, very, the position he loves, which is just moving forward in that middle. I mean, ref, you've got to give a foul once again. This absolute traffic cone referee just has no consistency about him. He was getting pulled, not given. Leeds retrieved the ball again. I'm just so sick of the inconsistency already in this division. Junior Firpo with his first touch of a championship ball. Please don't go down injured, because then, I don't know, we're going to have to put Daniel Farker at left back. For a team with such depth, I think that left back position is gaping at points, because we know now that, I mean, it's good that we've got the international break, but Sam is just so injury prone. I mean, he said on the LUFC podcast, didn't he, that they have to carry essentially a knee machine around with them to compensate for his leg. He's only 30 years of age, which is crazy. Plymouth have definitely pressed up a little bit here. Ethan Ampadu. Lovely ball. Rutter, the keeper's off his line. Rutter's gone with a right-footed chip. He's not been good today, Rutter. He's not been good today. Hopefully he can improve. Ipswich have gone 3-1 up, everyone. Rutter's poor there. Really poor again. Bad decision. But yeah, Ipswich have gone 3-1 up. Doesn't look like Swansea are doing anything today, because we just cannot rely on any championship team to beat Ipswich, apart from us, apparently. Oh, Archie Gray, just phenomenal. Rutter, Somerville, please. Rutter's just smashed it over the bar. I mean, that was easier to score. God, he's got by his standards on his left foot. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. Leeds in a transitional moment. The ball's on the penalty spot for Rutter, and he just smashed it over the. He's not having a good game, and I'll keep saying it, but not had a good one so far, Rutter. Yeah, I just got a message from Gabe. Imagine if Rutter could finish. It's true. Just not got that. He's not there yet when it comes to the finishing at all. Fox is still 0-0, says Goals Edit. Oh, Leeds applying a press. Have we won it there? No, the defender's done well, but Dan James is pressing the life out of him. Leeds win it, but Archie Gray's been the best player on the pitch. Been really, really good again. Just been fantastic. Leeds win the ball back with a press. Oh, nearly. Oh, Kamara, we nearly hit him again. This press is on every single time. I'd sooner Rutter have an off day when we're winning, to be honest. Yeah, Craig. Sujal said something similar. He's just having a major off day today. And as Gabe quite rightly said, imagine if he could finish, because he has blazed a few this season, hasn't he? The quality leading up to the goal is sublime, really, when you look at Rutter. But fucking hell, referee. Joe Rodon goes down. Heavy tackle. Yeah, Perot, man of the match. I think he's been all right. I think he's been all right. Just think sometimes we're just overcomplicating it a little bit. I know we have moments of brilliance when we overcomplicate it, but it's like, these moments with Rutter and, like Somerville even, who's been excellent again, but just these moments where like you've got three men around him and there's just a simple ball there and he's trying to nutmeg and it's just like it doesn't need to happen. It is 2-0. We need to still be careful. We've got quite a bit to go in this game. Yeah, the referee's just appalling, mate. Kamara does really well again. Superb Kamara. Rutter does really well. Somerville now. Oh, lovely. From Somerville, Rutter, he's fallen over again in the box and he's given away a foul. Just over, I don't know. Someone just, I don't know what he's doing. Like, it's like, I love him. He's like my favourite Leeds player, Rutter, but maybe that's why he's annoying me more because there's easy options there. Just play it back to Somerville and he just tries to do a trick and falls over again. Yeah, it's not great from him, but as a lot of people have said, Rutter can have an off game, but just as Alan says, like I got a feeling our penalty specialist might be making an appearance soon. Kamara's been really good on a positive note, really, really good. Again, Rodon been excellent without needing to be excellent. Rutter, good ball. Perot, it's got to be a yellow card. Get him in the book, referee. It's a yellow card all day long for Morgan Whittaker there. Leeds a real transitional moment. It's Verpo, actually, there who got nailed. All right, Paul. Yeah, good today, mate. Really good. Yeah, Leeds playing well. Still got to see it out, though. 61 gone. Rutter, lovely little bit of skill there. Now can he play the... Now, that is excellent from Jorginho Rutter, and that is what you get. A lovely little turn there and a fantastic left-footed chip into the box. And Rutter has got Perot for a number 9. I know Gabe's in the chat, probably going mental right now. He's got to do better. It's a really poor header from a number 9. But listen, that's what you get with Rutter, isn't it? It's not been a good day for him, but he does have those moments of brilliance. And Perot, once again, as we've said multiple times this season, has to score. 61 gone. Can't believe Plymouth have sold 3,000. That's absolutely nuts. I think that third, I know it sounds obvious, but that third completely kills them off here. Bloody hell, the ref's giving us a foul. Can you believe it? Incredible. Fair play to the lad. Southampton drawing at home to West Brom. Ethan Ampadu gets dispossessed there. Morgan Whittaker. This is where they can be dangerous here. 0-0 at Leicester. 67 gone in that game. 63 gone here. We're really up to date. Rotherham, the team they're playing the day we get back from the international break, as if we're all going, are 3-0 up, 3-0 down to Watford. Ampadu's gone down. Oh, corner to Plymouth. 63 gone. Come on, Leeds. Still need to see this one out. It's like Ampadu got a dead leg or something. Plymouth with the ball in. High. And out. Archie. Simple. Verpo. Does well. Lovely little ball there. That's an advantage you do get from a left footer. It's just they see the play in a different way. You know, they're able to really use that left foot, not just invert with the right foot, you know, which isn't the purpose of a left footer anyway on that left-hand side. Rodon, poor. Gets it back though. Plymouth trying to cut off the lanes really with Leeds here. Doing a much better job in the second half of doing that. They're cutting off the lanes between us and the attack. James hasn't really been in it, to be honest with you, and Leeds are a little bit sloppier on the ball, I have to say. But we're okay at the minute. I mean, Dan James just been poleaxed again. Rutter doing a rutter. Rutter's done absolutely exceptionally well. Skips past Plymouth if they're not there. Ball, it's a poor ball in, though. It's a really bad ball in on the ground, going at about 2 miles per hour, but he did so well there, Rutter. Cooper trying to win the ball back. Plymouth get a foul. $65 gone. Are you kidding? I mean, Cooper's getting a card here, but the Plymouth captain, I think it is. I mean, it's not a yellow card. The guy's facing his own goal, and he's given Cooper a yellow card. It's not a yellow in a month of Sundays. No way, referee. They're absolutely shite. They're so bad at this standard. So Archie's just took him down there. So give Archie a yellow card then. If Cooper's is a yellow card, that's a yellow card. And he doesn't do it because they don't know what they're doing. They're absolutely shafting a wage. Absolutely useless, these referees. Yellow card. So Somerville's got to get one there then. And he's going to give Somerville one here. Didn't need to dive in like that, Crescencio. So by the letter of the law, he's got to give him one there. He's got to give him a card. He's not going to give him one. Somerville's dived in from behind. I mean, do you know what? He's not even touched him. He's not even touched him. Listen, I'm not a referee by trade. We all know this, but because these guys are paid a very, very good wage, they should be very, very good at their job. They're just incompetent. Morgan Whittaker has simply fallen over there and got a free kick. Leeds knock it away. Shite. I'm sick of them already. Rutter needs to be careful here. He's Cruyff turned it. He's done really, really well. Let's get out of this position. Okay, he's done well there. Leeds have been pressed, and the Leeds have somehow won it here. Perot. Leeds on a transitional moment. We could do with something here. It's a lovely ball. Is he offside? Who knows? Crescencio Somerville still on goal. One-on-one. 10 yards of space around him. And he's not only missed, he's missed the target. Got to be careful here, Leeds. And it's a Plymouth corner. Fuck me, man. How has he not put that in the back of the net? You know, we're not panicking right now. We're not panicking, but we just know in football it takes a nick. The ball just deflects in off a Plymouth player's arse. A bit of momentum, and it's 2-1 and they're back in the game. Somerville, that's shocking. He has got to score there. Got to score. Bloody hell, man. Horrible miss. You don't need audio, mate. How do you miss that? I don't know, mate. He's missed it for... He's missed... He's missed. I can't believe he's missed. I think we need a third here, because we know that this lot score goals. Because they're getting into it now. They're getting a lot more joy than what we had. I can't believe he's missed that. They're in our half. I mean, touches in our half must be so much higher than what it was. It's disappointing to see Leeds just, I know we're defending the lead. I understand that. I understand we're defending the lead, but Leeds' best form of defending at points is attacking. We're devastating going forward, and at the minute we're just almost just folding back into a unit, and this isn't where Leeds are good. We're inviting Plymouth on. Morgan Whittaker, ball in, Rodon, Perot, fouled. He's giving it. Well done, ref. And it looks like what is this absolute clown doing, this Plymouth defender? I don't know what he's doing here. Rolling round. 70 minutes gone. Plymouth sending some bodies on again. Still 0-0 between Borough and Leicester. Wednesday 0, Millwall 4. Norwich City losing again. And even bigger news, York City are beating Flyde. Yeah, West Brom equaliser. Yeah. Yeah, guys, it's not let's not get upset about this. It's fine. It's just it's that anxiety of being a Leeds fan, isn't it? Where are our sub, says Goose. Yeah, might not be a bad shout. Swansea have just had a red card, which is good. 3-1 Ipswich, Swansea have a red card. It's not great that Ipswich have got this international break now where they're going to get, I think, 2 or 3 of their players back, and they're going to go back with a resounding win, it looks like. Rutter, Firpo, Kamara. Archie. Update on the second half. Sam Byram having to go off. Firpo making his championship debut. Looks all right so far. Not had much to do. Talk of the devil. But Firpo and Cooper doesn't ever sit well with me. Rutter. Good position here. Turns inside, turns outside, fires the ball across, doesn't beat the first man. Leeds throw. Rodon. Coops. Rodon again. Kamara. It's been good today. Perot. So it needs to be a flick there from Dan James. Leeds closing down the keeper. Keeper roofs it. 300 of you in the building, guys. Please make sure you're liking the video. That'd be great. Plymouth coming forward now. Morgan Whittaker. Plays the ball inside. Much more joy for Plymouth this half. Ball played in, great ball in. Knocked out by Rodon. Who else? Immense today as well, Joe Rodon. He always looks absolutely knackered. Plymouth bringing on some more bodies here. Be nice to see a few Leeds changes, I think. Leeds can win the league, in my opinion, says Joseph. Yeah. Still 0-0 at Leicester, 1-1 at Southampton, 3-1 at Ipswich. Probably the one that we didn't want there. Ball throw, Morgan Whittaker now. Is that ball gone out? Yeah, that's Leeds United goal kick. Oh, when you said Glazers staying 10 more years, I thought Luton had scored, mate. Goals edit. Oh, Palace have just scored. Arsenal have got a third. Melee now. Oof, bloody hell, Elan. I know it's risky football sometimes, but he's just absolutely put Ethan Ampadu in the mud there. Just waits till the last minute till the player's closing him down so much and then he'll pass it. Ipswich not letting up, says Chris. Leicester hit the post, let off for Middlesbrough. Yeah, they'll come, Leicester. We know what they're like. As I say, like the best teams in the division, like this division just throws up. It'll throw up, don't get me wrong, like a couple of decent teams, but you know, a lot of those games is just about the better opponent just having an off day. It's not about the other team being good, in my opinion. And I think at this level, it's like Leeds this half. Like we've just been off it in this second half for me. In comparison to the first one, we've just been off it. But you know, happens, doesn't it? But you know, when you're looking at Ipswich and Leicester, there has to be a half decent team, really. a half decent team, and in this championship, there's just not enough good ones. Rutter does well. Does well. Simple ball. Nice. Well done, Rutter. Firpo. I'd like to see Firpo sometimes just not always go back to Cooper and look for Meslier. You know, we talk about Byram and closing his body off because he can't use his left foot. You know, Firpo's doing that because he doesn't want one of the players to catch him on the ball. You know, I think sometimes he needs to be a bit braver in those situations. Kamara does so well. Kamara, Dan James. Rutter. Firpo offering an overlap. Doesn't play Firpo in weirdly. Plays Dan James and who almost gets in his way. Rutter. Somerville on the edge of the box. Somerville running into trouble a bit there, but does really well. Archie Gray. Kamara's just been excellent, and Rutter. Come on, Rutter. Just got to be quicker. Southampton are winning. Fuck's sake. It's annoying. Nonso coming on. They are as well. Southampton, man. How many times are they scoring in the last 10 minutes? So annoying. So I'm saying to you guys, like, on a weekend where it looked difficult for our opponents, you know, Southampton probably going to nick a win now. Obviously, Leeds have nicked a win. Ipswich have nicked a win. Unless they're going to get a jammy winner, they probably will. We know how this game works. It's just so frustrating. Like, crazy how our teams have just taken advantage of that, of that. You know, start Leeds, that slow start from Leeds. Excuse me. The crazy thing about Southampton is they're a point behind us, aren't they? Is it a point? I think it is when we're winning. Anthony says, how are you watching this, Conor, mate? Through my very, very legal stream, Anthony. Wink, wink. How was Swansea 1-0 up as well? They were 1-0 up, for God's sake. Oh, Leeds win the ball high. Massive chance. Jorginho Rutter. Have Leeds scored? My stream's frozen, which is good. And not, I mean, I don't know how we've missed that. I mean, the moment that we were in again, and my stream decided to freeze, which was good. How the hell we haven't scored there again? It was about 4-on-1. God, we're so wasteful sometimes, Leeds United. I don't know what's happened. LUTV's coverage has just decided to just spam off, and now we're on a weird FIFA Pro player camera. It looks like the camera's literally gone off. Now it's come back again. But Willie Gnonto, I mean, it was 4-on-1, and the ball was played to him from Rutter. So I need to see a replay of that. But I don't know how we've not scored there again. This game should be about 6-0. And how many times have we said that this season? It's great that we're winning, but Leeds' ruthlessness for the amount of dominance we have in games is insane. Jaden Anthony also on the field, I believe. Yeah, he is. Nonso. Borough 1-0. A silver lining. A silver lining. Borough have scored. Oh my God. Scenes. Scenes, Borough. Up the Borough. Does this mean they go top? Ipswich and Leicester joint top now. Wow. Rutter plays the ball. Oh, nearly gets Firpo in. Wow. It's crazy to think that Ipswich are on the... we keep going on about catching Ipswich. It's mad that they're on the same points as Leicester. And it's mad to think Southampton are just a point behind us. Like, you just think of it as a top 3, don't you? But it's not. Southampton are well in it, aren't they? And Preston are only 3 points behind us. This division, man. Leicester out of sight. Ipswich is our focus. How? And it's Greenwood as well. Bloody hell. How are they out of sight, Robbie? They're on the same points. They're on the exact same points as Leicester now. They're not out. Free kick goal for Greenwood again. They're not 1 point behind. They're not. Right now, they're both on 39, I believe. Is that right? Unless my table's not updated. No, it is. They're both on 39. Live points. Yep, they're on equal points. So there's no... Bro, have you not said Greenwood isn't championship level? I thought he was absolutely dog, to be honest with you. So, yeah, he's proving me wrong. It's football opinion, isn't it, mate? Definitely not. I definitely wouldn't like him in this Leeds side. Doesn't mean he's not good enough for the Borough side, I guess. I didn't think he'd be playing from week in, week out, to be fair to him. Especially in midfield. He's playing in midfield. Yeah, Leicester are still top, but it doesn't mean they're out of sight, does it? Perot leads in another good moment here. Jorginho Rutter. He's got Jaden Anthony here. Jaden Anthony, a little bit of skill. Unlucky Anthony. Unlucky Anthony. Just put wide. But it's the best moment we've had from Jaden Anthony, as in, what I mean by that is, Leeds just in that final third have been pretty ineffective, but at least he got that one on target. Top scorer at Borough. How many? Who's the second top scorer? That'll be interesting to see, because he's not scored many. Leeds corner. 320 of you in the building, guys. If you wouldn't mind smashing a like, that'd be great. We'll have your post-match stuff coming soon. Lovely free kick from Greenwood as well, apparently. Gray. Kamara, who's been brilliant. Onside. Firpo. Poor ball in. Don't foul. Don't foul. Leicester are just 8 points clear of us. I know it seems a lot though, John, at 8 points. 8 points just does seem a lot. But it can be closed. Bloody Southampton, man. Excuse me. Oh, good ball. Plymouth have got an opportunity here. Out of nothing. Ball played in, and Plymouth have scored. It's 2-1. 83rd minute, out of absolutely nothing, Plymouth have scored. And here we go. They've had they've had how many chances in this second half? Is that the first one? That'll be the first shot on target. Quick break, and out of nothing, they've scored. Out of absolutely nothing. Joe Rodon's thumping the floor. Leeds caught. Really poor. Really, really poor, has to be said. All on that left-hand side again. Ball played, cuts the left centre-back and the left-back in half. Plymouth are in it here. Out of absolutely nothing. Nothing that pisses me off more than that. And it always happens to us. Always the same. Nothing ever changes. Always the frigging same with this club. I love them, but I hate them at the same time. Just so annoying. How many goals should we be up in this game? 7 or 8? And they've done it again. Here we go. This is going to be a massive, massive 6 minutes for Leeds United. A massive 6 minutes. If we concede again, we've only got ourselves to blame. Because that is embarrassing if we do it. They have not been in this game at all. We've had amped opportunity to kill them in this second half. And we've squandered each and every chance because of complacency, decision making. They've had one real moment, decision making, and they've made the right one. 2-1. Plymouth coming forward. Cooper, why are you booting it out, you donut? Oh no, it's not. It's Rodon because Cooper's out of position, following their centre forward around. Got to be some leadership here. Looking for some leaders, please. Leeds United. Diligent. And it's all because we've just been sat back. We've just weirdly just sat back in this game. And it's such a shame that we've just lost this clean sheet as well. But Leeds have more to worry about now because we are now throwing to Plymouth. 87 minutes gone. 2-1 now at Ellen Road. Leeds have got to be extremely careful here. These are not points that we should be dropping at all. Morgan Whittaker, who's not who you want on the ball right now. Jaden Anthony and Firpo doubling up to Plymouth corner. Fucking useless, man. Fucking idiots. Plymouth fans are overjoyed, as they should be. The team's got a glimmer of hope. Morgan Whittaker over the ball here. 87 minutes on the clock. 2-1. Ball played in deep. Nodded away. Another Plymouth corner. I'm so annoyed. It's not even palpable through the screen how annoyed I am at the minute. How on earth are they even in with a shout here? This is why you say, it's why I kept saying we need a third, and it'll be, can't he been dramatic in the chat? It's not, because these are the sort of games that wobble Leeds. That it for the last 20 years. Ball played in now, left-footed, whipped in, headed over, good chance. Leeds edging towards 88 minutes now. It's Wayne again. You got Draco Malfoy, who's apparently now just causing, and he's a free header as well. Junior Firpo. Junior, it's a shocking header from Wayne, whatever he's called there. Wayne. Shocking header. Nonso, who had to score earlier on, by the way. Somerville, who had to score earlier on, by the way. Rutter, who's had to score earlier on, by the way. Leeds have got a foul. Is he going to get a red card here or what? Last man, get him in the book. No, it gives me a yellow. Don't know where he's going. Yeah, as Ryan says, so Leeds to be so comfortable. I know, mate. That's why it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, stuff like this. But, as long as we see the game out, it's 3 points in it, but it's just so frustrating. It's why like Huddersfield's like an anomaly, isn't it? Because it's like, oh my God, we're taking all of our chances. So wasteful. We just overcomplicate scenarios. You know, and they all the front four do, even though they've been exquisite this year. They just overcomplicate scenarios. Watford 4, Rotherham 0. Leeds with a free kick. Who's over it? Ball in. I think the thing is we've started losing the second ball. We've won it there. Firpo. Will he play the ball in or will he try keep it? He's done well. Anthony does well. Kamara. We're still 2-1 yet. We are still 2-1. Ball in. Rutter. Oh, unlucky. Squeaky bum time. Guys, before you leave the stream today, please make sure you like it. There'll be some post-match stuff coming up. Gruev and Bamford coming on now. Everton have gone 3-2 up against Palace. Great win for them. Bamford on. Fouled. Leeds free kick. Edwards has got about 9 lives. Should have had about 14 yellow cards. I don't know where they've got 6 minutes from. Full-time Middlesbrough 1. Brilliant result for Leeds and Ipswich, of course. Leeds have still got a way to go here. Plymouth have it out wide. Good 1-2. Nonso does well. Leeds throw. Does really well. Still not seeing that chance that he had. My bloody stream froze. I don't think Leicester are folding, but you know. What are you doing, Bamford, you bozo? West Brom equaliser would be nice. 2-1. How is this 2-1? Tackle Firpo does well. Can Leeds hit him on the break? Another opportunity. Firpo. It's a shocking ball in. Again. Gruev. Firpo. Another opportunity. Another hideous ball in by Junior Firpo. He gets 2 strikes. I can't wait to get Jed Spence in this team for actual fullback quality. Anthony blocked. Leeds win a corner. Yeah, change the score. Yeah, it does look better. Sorry, mate. I should have changed that, to be fair. I think I've just been having an existential crisis when Leeds have been 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 up, and then somehow they've scored. And you just think to yourself, come on, Leeds. Also, guys, we'll have your post-match stuff after this. You'll have your match reaction and all that sort of good stuff. Keep tuned for that. Yeah, exactly. GK, blow the whistle. Please, before you leave, everybody, smack a like on the video. Hopefully for a Leeds United win. Should be 5-0. You're right, mate. Gruev loves going on the floor, doesn't he? Archie, what a brilliant tackle that was. Willie Gnonto. Patrick. Fuck me. I swear to God. Here come Plymouth. Transitional moment. Lee just had a really good one, but Bam Bam was in front of play again. Last chance for Plymouth, surely. Archie Gray does really well. But they're still there, Plymouth. Ball into the box, out by Rodon. Man on the edge of the box, Edwards. Rodon's there again. Leeds smash it clear. It looks like Rodon's absolutely peppered his hamstring there. The referee's got to blow at some point. It's 96-46. Somehow Plymouth are in this game, and that is championship football for you. But Leeds should be about 5 or 6 up here. We're not. They're in the game somehow, but credit to them. Plymouth keep coming. Barley Mumba now on the ball, looking for Morgan Whittaker. Leeds have got to stay tracked here. The ball played in, does really well there. Joe Rodon, as he just screams at the Leeds United crowd. Leeds United putting themselves under undue pressure for this game. This, as I say, this is just this should be an absolute cricket score, but hopefully this is going to be the last action of the game, and I can lie down. Full time, everybody. Thank the Lord. Guys, I'm going to be back with a match reaction. Thank you so much. Swansea have just scored as well, by the way. Keep an eye on that one, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.